Welcome back to my shitty kitchen for what is another post-game completion summary. Unscripted, honest, my thoughts on a game I've just completed. We all saw those that watched heard my thoughts on Ember Souls, and I'd not done this post-game completion summary type thing before, but Ember Souls annoyed me so much that I wanted to get those feelings out, because like I said in that review, is that the right word? The first half of the game, I was really enjoying it, and then the game just falls apart, quite literally. If the Quest Store did ratings out of 10, then Ember Souls, the first 50% would have been 8.5 out of 10, and the second half would have been 1 out of 10, quite literally that. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the game I should have brought, the game I was going to buy before I brought Ember Souls, Undead Citadel. Now, Undead Citadel has restored my faith in buying games shortly after they've been released on the Quest Store. Now, there is a word which is bandied around quite a lot in VR circles, quite a lot, and that is janky. Squeeze me, I use it a lot myself. Yeah, janky. Undead Citadel is not janky. It is clumsy. I wrestled with this as I was playing through it, and I came to the conclusion that it is not janky, it's clumsy. Let me explain. The collision detections on the game are at times too good. Quite literally too good. Dark Curry, you have done an amazing job with the collision detections. The thing in Skyrim where you can get the big pots and put it on people's heads, and then you can go and steal stuff. You can do that in Undead Citadel. You can get barrels on top of the bad guys' heads. You can do it. You can put your sword inside a barrel and flip it up in the air and whoop, 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 whoop. Amazing. But you can also get your sword stuck in things. Quite often, going through the game, I would bonk the top of a barrel. I use a barrel as an example, or a chair, or a table, or anything. As I was walking past, just bonk, and oh shit, it's stuck on the end now, and I've literally got to pull it off because it's got stuck. There was right at the very beginning of my playthrough, I'm not sure what it was, but I sort of got my sword stuck in my hand. Yeah, that was the only time it got janky. Apart from that, it is just clumsy. The collision detection is quite literally that good. I really enjoyed the game. I'm probably going to upset a lot of people now. It has a Dark Souls-esque kind of feel to it, almost like a comedic Dark Souls, if you like. It's short, it's not particularly long game, as opposed to Dark Souls, which is a very long game. But at the very beginning of the level, at the very beginning of the game, beginning of the story, you can see the end point. And when you're at the end point, you can look down and you can see the beginning. You know, that thing that you can do in Dark Souls where you can see all the locations you've been to or you're going to go to. It's a bit like that. Yeah, the combat is a bit Dark Souls-ish. The amount of weapons that there are in the game is ridiculous. I think I only got about 50% of them picked up. I mean, I just got to a stage where I was just like, yeah. I avoided all the two-handed weapons because I'm not particularly good. I don't know, it's a balance thing. When I'm in VR, I've got the thing on. It's a balance thing. If I'm swinging that one around, I need to have this arm needs to be sort of like counterbalancing me. Otherwise, I'll fall over. Squeeze me. So yeah, two-handed arm. I would quite literally probably fall over or break something in my shitty kitchen. Yeah. The story is basic, but it's enjoyable. It's fun. There's one section, I think, where you go through a cemetery, then you go through catacombs, then you go through a maze. Not to give too many spoilers at all, but there's one section in there which is a bit, that could be a bit, the game is just attempting to drag itself out. But, if you apply a bit of logic, you can work your way around it. Mechanics which I didn't think were very well implemented. Opening doors to go into buildings and coming out of buildings. It's click, click, and it's like a fade to black, fade back in kind of thing. But we've seen that in a lot of other VR games. It's okay. It is what it is. I think the outside environment is quite large, so all the inside environments have to be in their own cells, I guess. There are padlocks on some doors. So excellent mechanic, but the only thing is your hand has to clasp the padlock. There's the dial of the padlock, and your hand has to clasp it, and you can't actually see what you're doing, so you have to listen. You could sort of say, actually, that's a very good thing. It's a bit, have I done it right? Click, 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 click. But yeah. It would be nice if the hand had been like maybe slightly to the side, so you could do that, so you could actually see what was going on with the things. But apart from that, yeah, it just worked really, really well. I had no issues. There were some funny things that happened. There were some hilarious things that happened. But for me, I really do wish that the Quest Store did their ratings out of 10 and not out of 5. Because 5 doesn't give any room for manoeuvre. For me personally, it's not a 4-star game, but it's not a 5-star game. It's sort of like a 4.25, 4.375. If it was out of 10, it would be something like an 8.5 to 8 and 3/4 out of 10. And I'm one of those kind of people who 10 out of 10 doesn't exist, because 10 out of 10 is perfect, and nothing in this life is perfect, apart from maybe Half-Life 2. Nothing is perfect, yeah. So really, 9.5, 9 3/4 would be like as far as I would ever possibly go. So yeah, a 5-star system doesn't really give much room for manoeuvre. But Undead Citadel has restored my faith in buying a game not long after its release on the Quest Store. I appreciate the game has been released on other formats quite a long time ago, a year ago. I don't know. It's not like a new game, but the Quest version is quite a new thing, as far as I understand. I hope I've got that right. I do make mistakes. And when I'm pulled up on things that I've said which are wrong, I will quite happily put my hand up and go, "Yeah, okay, sorry, I didn't realise that." I'm not afraid or ashamed of doing that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the game. The boss battle at the end, the combat up to that point is fun. It's huge amounts of fun. There's a few bits where you've got quite a lot of guys coming in, and it gets a bit intense, especially when it's in like close quarters. and your sword gets stuck in the wall because you've oh shit business, you know. Squeeze me. But yeah, the end boss battle gave me a lot of problems. Couldn't work it out for a while. I was actually sitting. I've only just really finished it, and I was sitting thinking, well, how long did that actually take me to do the end boss? And I think actual time, or it was done over 3 sessions. Actual time, it was about an hour and a half. It took me to work out how to do it. But I'm not 100% sure the way I did it is the way it's supposed to be done. I found a way to actually defeat the end boss, or get to the point where you could defeat the end boss without really doing a great deal. But you'll have to, I'm no spoilers, you'll have to wait and watch my video if you're interested. The series on my channel will start on the 15th of January 2025 and will complete on the 21st of January 2025. It's only 7 episodes. Most of them are about 45 to 50 minutes long. Yeah, it is quite literally a 5 to 6 hour game. If you wanted to, because there are you can go in every bloody house. You can go in every single house. You can light every candle. I think my episode 1 is basically called Candle Lighting Simulator, because I did spend a lot of time going into the houses and lighting all the candles, because I thought it was quite a nice thing to do. Yeah, I'm easily pleased. But not every episode is like that. Yeah, a very enjoyable game, and I wanted to make this because, again, I shouldn't really keep mentioning it, but Ember Souls created such a negative reaction within myself that I really wanted to get that out. And I didn't feel the urge to make a video for Undead Citadel because I didn't have a negative reaction. I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset about anything. But I thought, you've got to also put the positives out there. You've got to do that. You can't just keep putting the negatives out, because then it gives the false impression that you're just a grumpy old man that's very hard to please. Yeah, which is also possibly true. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, for me, that was bloody good value for money. I think it was $19.99. Yeah, I personally think that was bloody good value for money. I had a lot of fun with it. There is some underlying humour with the character. He comes out with some near the knuckle language. He's not afraid to use words that maybe shouldn't be used in certain circles. But never mind. He that was it. Not all the time. It's not all the time. He doesn't swear very often, but when he does, he does. You pricker. That made me laugh. He used that one quite a lot. Yeah. You prick, I've heard, but not you pricker. That's a new one on me. I shall probably use that in real life now. Undead. I'm waffling. Undead Citadel, recommended for a good hack and slash romp. Once you've completed the story mode, it's also got like a horde mode. There's an armory mode where you can test all the weapons that you've unlocked. All sorts of stuff like that. I would say bloody good game. Probably 8 3/4 out of 10. Yeah, not quite a 9. I will probably give it 5 stars on the Quest store, because it's not a 4. It's better than a 4. Because I look at 4 as being an 8 out of 10, and it's better than that. So I will probably give it 5 stars. Well done, Dark Curry. A lot of other VR houses could take some ideas from what you've done. I look forward to your next release. That will be it. The game gets a complete and utter thumbs up from me, and I'll say cheers. until the next time. What's next on my docket? Probably Behemoth. Probably. Which will probably start on my channel the 22nd of January, because that is the next free available date. Yeah, VR video every single day. Then the next available date is the 22nd of January. So, probably Behemoth. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with that then. But I've heard some things at the moment. This is date of recording is 5th of December 2024. It's almost 10 o'clock in the evening. That's why I think I'm a bit. I personally, I'm looking at me laptop. I think I'm a little bit laggy. I think it's because it's late, and therefore the window is over there, and it's night time. It's dark, so I've just got this bloody stupid little light up here, and I don't have my laptop's going. Oh, I haven't got enough light. I haven't got enough light to see what the hell's going on, mate. So you're going to be a bit probably. I don't know. Don't understand these things. Yeah, an awful lot of waffle. This is what I do when I'm happy with something. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's pleased me. That's pleased me no end. Yeah, happy with that. Yeah. I don't really know how to express positive reactions as opposed to negative reactions. I'm not good at expressing positive reactions. But Undead Citadel is recommended. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. Cheers. I'm going to shut up now. Cheers.